Hello, and welcome to another RANGROO cast, me, RANGROO, and today we are doing a 4v4 on Paddy Fields. So on the right hand side in blue, playing as Blueful, we got Scally, Maverick, Grafon, Stauffenberg, and this real Slim Sadie, but he won't be standing up. And on the left hand side in red, playing as Redfall, we got Augustus, NATO something, T64 something, Parker, and leader number 1. So, as usual, let's speed this up and get things going. Of both sides, put down their markers and whatnot. Now, even though this is a 3v3 map, on a 4v4 it's can be quite interesting, because usually you have one person per flank. So, with 4 players, you can have 2 people push on one flank and put a little bit of pressure. So, we're going to be seeing who goes where. So, we've got 2 SU-27 PUs being brought out immediately off the bat, and Bluefall not bringing out any planes of their own, and they don't really have many helicopters. A few M860s, which can prove to be a little bit of a pain, but nothing too crazy. Just as long as these guys don't get too close to the helicopters, they should be fine. And then Redfall going for mainly a ground push. Seems like 2 guys going along the bottom flank. That is a lot of units. A lot of tanks, BMPs, everything that a good Russian needs. And you've got a BKL going to be dropping in Nape. Going to try and block off this bridge. A rather smart idea. He's not going to be dropping the Nape just yet. Going to be circling around. What are you doing? You're flying into the M860s. That's not good, mate. Oh, that was a little bit silly. He really sort of just napalmed the bridge or held out a little bit sooner. The Mi-17 going against a pirate. This will be a rather close battle between both helicopters. Both of them trying to unload their infantry first. But the Frenchie does manage to land. The Russian guy as well. And that's some crazy stuff right here. The Special Chernotskis taking the cake. They've got a 7 SU-7, and finally he's going to be dropping on 8, but a little bit too late though. The M113s and Bluefall stuff is already across the bridge. Now up top we've got quite a bit of rocket artillery, just standard rocket artillery yet, and Bluefall going straight into Lima. And up top things are rather quiet. Both sides have taken their retrospective area. Oh, Mr. Maverick has moved a little bit into the enemy forest. There's some s'mores. Bertino coming in at the right time. You may want to use a second barrage to clear out his forest, because that is a lot of nasty stuff in there. A lot of nanosickies. T-64s and BMPTs aren't going to be able to clear. The nanosickies are very lightly armored. Now down in the below, holy moly, now yes. This is a Redfall push right here. T-64s, T-72 BUs, BMPs, and 8 SU-24s. I mean, this is Redfall in a nutshell, just crap tons of armor and aircraft. The T-64s are going to be taking point. They're going to get some very nice shots into the Bluefall infantry to try to get into his top-hand forest, but they're not going to reach it in time. Rocket artillery coming in from Bluefall. They are using the M270s. Which are pretty good. But in terms of Bluefall AT, they just don't have anything. They got this Bradley IFV, which is about to run out of ammo. The K runs are kind of decent. They are elite, and he has turned off the weaponry. And these infantry up top are just getting pounded away by these tanks. And this is just a really good push here from Redfall. Now down in the middle, Bluefall making quite a nice headway into Lima. But these T-64s and BMPTs are doing a really good job holding this off. But these K-1s are going to get close, and they're probably going to get first shot on these T-64s. There we go. The T-64 does retaliate back. LVTP stunning them up. They're going to need some more reinforcements into Lima if they want to hold the Rangers up top. Going long range with VDV, so they are taking quite a few casualties. And Redfall down here, they're going to completely capture Hotel. With more rocket artillery, just trying to keep the infantry at bay. And Red 4 doing a smart thing, starting to move up into Echo, try to put some of the pressure off on Lima, and most of Lima's just been completely annihilated. The only survivor, a 3 HP K1 tank. Now if he can get his infantry, the Red 4 can get their infantry into Echo, that would be the best time right now. There's only 2 squads of SAS, so just an infantry battalion or 2 could easily completely capture his town. And this is just some great momentum that Red 4 is showing. They're keeping on the pressure. They're not just stopping here and covering this bridge. They're going to keep on moving. They've got a Raven flying around, trying to spot any radar IA. I believe there's not really too much here, and there's a wrong. That's really it. SU-7 dropping some bombs, and the SU-24 is trying to find some radar IA of its own. And we've got the 3 M860s moving down bottom. But against this big armament push, they're not exactly going to do too much. You do have a Challenger 1 Mark III, which would definitely help out. But it is still a lot of Red 4 tanks. Bertino falling back to rearm. And his ASU-85s making quite a bit of headway into Delta. More rocket artillery. Once again, his M270s is constantly pounding away. Got a second run up here. Some more Bradleys being brought up. F-18C Hornet going in for a gun run on the T-72BU, annihilates it and then pulls back. The F-18 being a pretty bloody good ATGM plane. It's a little bit expensive, but it's survivable. If you want a cheaper one, you can always get the F-18A, which I personally prefer using. And if you've got complete air superiority, you might as well get an A-10. Here's SAS getting some good hits on the APC. And now Blue for them. I want to think about getting some more infantry in here, because some ATGM guys in Echo would go absolute wonders to stop any crazy tank pushes, and maybe some more heavy infantry in the tip of the town. But they are about to get charged up by Moshkuchin's more rocket artillery. What a surprise. On to 1 Mark III going at it with a Rilk. You've even got a chaparral having a lot of a skinny dip in the river. And now a longbow being brought out. This longbow should prove to be quite deadly. Just as long as he stays away from that strop, he should be fine. But this is just going to do a lot of damage. Nice thing about longbow, the main thing that makes it extremely good is the missiles are fire and forget. So all you need to do is get a slight whiff of the enemy, shoot those missiles, and they'll do the rest of the work for you. And because it's a recon unit, you're going to be seeing everything. Now these Moshkuchins make a lot of headway into the point. I mean, SAS are good, but not against Moshkuchins, especially this many. No, Captain Price cannot hold out. Blue 4 trying to move up into Lima, got some few units in this forest, just mainly a few infantry guys. Bring up some more K1s, but nothing really too much. And Red 4 bringing up a lot of infantry, some cheap helicopters and some mid-range tanks, and even a Bertino. 2 Bertinos from NATO. F1 on C, dropping in some nukes. And the F-18 going in for the Moderna, getting the kill and flying out. Really managing to evade most of the AA. We've got Tunguska, Rom and a Strop. They could use it a little bit more. They're getting another OSA. And then all the other infantry in Echo, Red 4 might want to think about getting some more infantry in here to completely cover the point. Because if they can completely capture Echo, they will put all the pressure off on Lima. Because having this town is really bloody important. Speed this up a little bit. Challenger 1 Mark III still alive. Just going long range at it. Some MG-82 Bradleys moving along the open field. They are getting spotted and shot at. More Red 4 infantry getting their array into Echo. Going to be unloading VDV-90s. But Blue 4 bringing up a lot of governments just in time to save the town. And hopefully it's be enough governments. I mean, they are pretty much comparable to Jaegers. MG3s are pretty bloody powerful. Red 4 completely capping Lima, but they are paying the price as rocket artillery for days. 2 SU-24s, one's already been stunned up before it can drop its bombs. The second run manages to unload its payload, but that's not going to hit anything, and they both die for nothing. And those Bradleys still staying alive, which is a pretty bloody good job. Having a long-range firefight with T-72BU. And you're going to be pulling back, and even getting cluster artillery just to kill these 2 Bradleys. Everyone's going to die, everyone's going to get out. F-14 Tomcat going in danger zone style, but the plane does manage to escape. Oh god, Nighthawk being brought out. Quite a nice amount of planes being used both sides. As neither side really has a huge AA net, they can really just take advantage of using these planes. Except for this Hornet, it's probably going to get shot down by a Tunguska. Oh, almost made out there, but the gun just killed it. Raven being brought up, getting a hit on the ROM. Getting some street revenge. As the Hornet sinks into the river. Now these VDVs are still alive, going after it with the government, but they are just outnumbered. These guys don't have line of sight on these guys, even though they're literally right next to each other. And Red 4 bringing up a lot of reinforcements into the middle, which is VDVs, and this is a really interesting from NATO to just bring up these guys one by one. Because it actually means they take longer to get all of them, yeah. Because there's a, a delay every time you buy a unit. It's a really weird choice. Got rocket artillery onto hotel. And Blue 4, even though they are getting pushed back quite a bit, they still have the point advantage because this entire time they haven't captured hotel till now. And they're going to need to recapture Lima. But if they can capture Lima, that's going to be an anathema. That's going to be a nice plus run. And Red 4 really needs to bring up another CV. They are attacking into Echo. Buratino is completely stunning up Blue 4. We got just these T-64s and VDVs taking the point. More Buratino fire. Getting some hits from the M1A1 Abrams, which is a very good spot overlooking this field. As they can just shoot down on anything that moves up here, which is a really good firing angle. And pull him back before he gets killed by a T-64. Put counter artillery onto the Buratinos, but fortunately they moved, and you got a UAZ being brought up into Lima. And once again, oh wow! Blue 4 managing to completely take back hotel. They did this really good forward top push here, just a few infantry and Bradleys, and now Nashiki's taking point. And what a bloody game changer. Because Red 4, they had a lot of stuff in it. It was T-72s, but they just got rindled away by the F-18s. And that B-5 getting shot down before it could drop its payload. But Red 4 are coming up with T-72 Moderna and a T-90. And a Buratino are going to be firing off. They don't have any recon, they don't have eyes on these tanks here, or these M2A2 Bradleys. All the infantry, if they get too close, they're going to get rocketed. Only a law, they can survive that. Speaking of rocket, we've got rocket artillery being brought down. Harrier GR7 getting shot down by the PU. The FATC Hornet getting intercepted. This PU doing a very nice double kill. As the F-14s are refueling, they can't intercept. And Blue 4 have a pretty good hold on Echo now. Getting a lot of got a decent amount of infantry in this town finally. Setting up some tanks and AT guys to cover this open field. Their Red 4 still has, yeah, bringing up a lot of T-64s. They might have another try on Echo. Blue 4 getting into Chaparral, some more recon and cheap tanks. And a Challenger 1 taking point. These T-90 is going to be full on T-72 Moderna. going to be falling back. Same with the T90, both of them taking hits from the AH-1T. And this is the fancy one with the TOW-2 missiles. And TOW-2s are pretty bloody good, as you can see. Not exactly Hellfires, but they still get the job done. I believe this is the 90, 100 point Cobra. Is there even a 100 point Cobra? There's like the 120 point one, that's the Super Cobra. With the Stinger missiles. Not Stinger, AIM missiles. Side grinders. And Blue for using their rocket artillery to their advantage. And Red 4 moving across the open bridge. Scott 2 taking lead, but Blue 4 have a very nice defensive line in here. Bradley a Challenger, some a Chaparral, bringing up a Command Abrams and another Charlie Mark 3. And you can see the rocket artillery stunning up these units before they can cross the bridge. How many M270s do they have? They got 2, and this FOB almost being bled dry. And the rocket artillery up here. Here we go on Atacans, which is definitely quite scary. And the top hand side still rather quiet. And once again, lots of VDVs, some T80s. Really just like, all of them really like bringing up the infantry in groups of run. Very peculiar. See you Hornet. Getting a few good kills. And then pulling out. Those Hornets are doing a really good job pounding away the Red 4 tanks in the middle. Especially with the Seed helping out, killing the AA. So, you know, the planes can come by. Harrier GR7 dropping in some tactical bombs right on top of that T-64. Completely annihilating it. The Blue 4 got a very nice +1 lead. Red 4 doing one final push into Echo. But as you can see, half the infantry isn't even across into the field yet. Now when you do these big pushes, it's best to do all in one big shot instead of having them so spread out. As you do lose your element of surprise. And again, those C-64s. And honestly, I wouldn't bring these C-64s into the forest. Better to get a cheaper vehicle like a TL-55 or BMP, not BMPTs, or Afghanskis to clear out for us. Because using these tanks, they're so exposed to rocket fire. I mean, Red 4 tanks thrive to be in the open, not in enclosed forests like this. And this push is just not going to work. It's better than room VDVs is getting pounded away by the Blue 4 infantry. A small definitely going to be helping out. C-64 going to get small. Never mind, it does survive, but the Chimera Shiki going to be chasing it away. And that push just didn't really have enough oomph in it. Red 4 trying to attack into Hotel once again, but the Blue Forces have a very nice defensive line, and they don't really have any of those super heavy tanks. It's a lot of mid-range T-64s, which they indeed love using. Raven flying over, spotting nothing. Might want to pull it out. Nightfall dropping in bombs, completely annihilating the Commandosis. FAT Steel Hornets once again just getting kills. Same with the Peace Vessels. And there goes Augustus, and it's going to be a GG to Blue 4. I believe 4 of them just kind of surrender at the same time after saying GG. And yep, Blue 4 taking the victory with a 2,300 point kill advantage. Now it's a very good game from their side. Both sides had really good high points. Red 4 did a fantastic job in that early game aggression to Hotel. Just got all those super heavy nasty tanks, completely annihilated the opposition in the Hotel, and then started moving into Echo. But they really lost their momentum when they tried to take the town in Echo. They just didn't have enough infantry, and they didn't bring in up enough infantry fast enough. Because I'm sure if they could have got a lot of guys into that town, a lot of VDVs, they would have completely cleared out that point, put off the pressure on Lima, and they would have really run that game. And Blue 4 just managing to hold their ground, doing a very nice counter-attack into Hotel once they rivered the raid forces with those F-18s and the really good use of rocket artillery, and they just managed to hold their ground. They had the CVs in the locations, and even though Redfall were moving up and gaining territory, they were losing in points because they didn't bring up CVs fast enough. They didn't have a CV in the hotel till halfway through the game. But yeah, a good match from both sides. Very good play. Very nice. I really do like seeing these comebacks where halfway through the match you just see the tables flip and the side on a defensive just goes full on blitzkrieg onto the enemy. And yeah, a good match. I'm going to leave it at that. This has been another RANGROO cast. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as usual, please just take it easy.